I'm ready.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Mark Kutek, and again, welcome to my show. Today, I have my friend Hudson coming over, and we're going to talk about whatever. And so, hello, Hudson. Why don't you start with your name and your full name, or how old are you, and where you come from?
All right, perfect. Yeah, so my name's Hudson Wirtz. I'm 18 years old, and I'm from Wheaton, Illinois. And I love business. I love stocks. I just love working hard to become the person you want to be and just being consistent.
Well, that's great. I think we met a year ago or so
Yeah, about
on one of the parties in our house, right? Is that somehow
that
correct?
is right.
Right. So at the time, we had a lot of different kids, coming through our house. I always believe that I want to keep my daughters as close as possible, and so a lot of people join us from the school, Wheaton Academy, right? That's what you attend for 4 years,
I
3 years?
attend there just my freshman year, but then I graduated from Wheaton North.
Wheaton North.
So I just went there my freshman year and transferred over.
Okay. What was the experience in two different schools?
It was definitely different. I mean, the real reason why I went to Wheaton Academy my freshman year just because I just wanted to try something new. I grew up going to public school my whole life, and I just made the decision that I wanted to go private just to see how it was there because I'm a Christian. I believe in God, so like I just wanted to see what it was like there in the atmosphere, and to see who I could meet. But then I just ended up missing my friends, and I figured I could still stay close to God even if I go to a public school. So I was like, that's just what's best for me, and that's just what I did.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about the God. How did you come around? I mean, with the being believer and believe in God and Jesus.
I
And so on.
mean, yeah, I would say I was raised up in a Christian household, but not like a perfect household. Like there's a lot of things normalized that personally I don't like normalize myself. So it's kind of difficult, honestly. So I definitely went through some like trials where it was just me and I found God. Like I was like weird. I was just like listening to worship music. I would read my Bible and like I just felt His presence like never before. And like I'm just like every other guy. At the end of the day, I've messed up. I've definitely made some bad decisions. We don't have to go into those, but yeah. But I just found God and just changed my life, and now I just feel like I can devote myself to Him and just every day work hard.
Well, I believe we all sinners, right, at one point.
Yeah,
And so we all made mistakes. Nobody's perfect. That's kind of the picture that's been drawn. But okay. And so we start meeting regularly or semi-regularly in the last 6 months or so because you're working on a project that, are kind of helping, to kind of, what would you say, navigate maybe a little bit?
yeah. Just like when I get on tough spots, you help me out a little bit.
Right. And so how deep you want to talk about that project? Obviously we cannot give the secrets away because I mean that's a project that we kind of
So
working on it. But
yeah, I
give,
mean,
give us something.
I did just register it as an LLC. Figured it out. You got like layout ready, everything's ready to go. Got to just get producing, just like build the site, and from there, just got to keep making connections, keep networking, and just consistency. Like I can't name one person who ever stopped working at something that just failed. Like you could have trial and error, but you only fail once you actually give up. But I'm just not that type of guy. I'll keep going no matter what it takes, and I'll win. And I love one thing I do love is I love when people doubt me. That just feels a fire inside of me, and it just pushes me. Like I'm just like really passionate about it, but it's hard to explain. Either you get it or you don't. Like if you want something, you got to go get it. At the end of the day, it's just how it's simple. It's simple, but the process is difficult.
Well, let me backtrack a little bit. Like when you said you started a company, uh, you know, uh, funny that what happened. You called me or text me right the other day. It's like, hey, can I start a company in different state because Illinois is such a high tax state, and it's like, well, certainly you can, but you would have to reside in the next the states. I think there's 7 states in
Yeah.
in the U.S. that they have a low taxes, no income tax. Illinois didn't tax that, and so that was like an eye opening, right? I mean, like if you live here, you have to pay the taxes. So
Yeah.
that's a tough one, but we all have to deal with that. Okay, so. You said something very important. You have to go get it.
Yeah.
Okay. You already have a business, today. It's a landscaping business, right? That you have
Correct.
several guys working for you. You're 18 years old, and you're making decent money. Um, how did you start that? Because let's start from like the beginning. I know you're trading. You're trying to do other things.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
with
sure.
me. So start with the landscaping business. How did you start? Where did the idea come from?
Okay, so I can go even farther back, but I won't go too far back. So when I was probably like 8, 9. My parents are gone, and I always would like scavenge for money. Like found quarters, I'd put it in a bag, go to the bank, put it in the coin machine, make $50, and I was like, oh, cool, cool, cool. But then I ended up running a garage sale by myself while my parents are gone, and I sold a bike I found in my garage and sold my brother's tennis racket. And I remember
Was he happy that you sold his tennis racket?
no, he was mad, but because I still gave him the money though at the end of the day, so he can go buy a cheeseburger or something.
All right. Very
But yeah, so then, I started a landscaping business. It was my sophomore year of high school, and it was just me and one of my buddies at the time, and it was just like 50-50. I was figuring everything out. At that point, I think my dad, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it without my dad, of course, and my parents just let me be able to use their car, and it was their Mercedes-Benz too, so I'm surprised they let me use it. But, I put all the tools in the back in my dad's car, and then, like things happen with partners. Like
What do you mean partners? What do you
Like,
mean partner?
Because it was me and my buddy.
Okay.
We used to be like W&W is what we called it, Wirtz and Williams. So, I mean, it just wasn't working out, but we'd always get in arguments and stuff. Like, he would, like, be going off and doing stuff, and I would just, like, get frustrated. So then we just, like, like, fizzled out. And then my junior year came, I worked with this other guy, and he was pretty awful. He wouldn't do anything, and it was 50-50. We're splitting the pay, and I was like, look, man, like, you got to do more work or it's going to be like 60-40. So eventually we figured out 60-40 is fair, and I still wasn't satisfied because I knew this was like I was getting ripped off. I was going to all the estimates by myself. I was quoting all the jobs. I was dealing with all the customers, like everyone that would just be like on my case, or just I was just dealing with all of that. And then I was like, look, man, I'm done. So then I was like, all right, I'm going to do it on my own. Like, all I need is myself. And then I figured out, like, all right, I met these guys. I was like, you guys need a job. So then that's when it started. You got my crew. I got tools. They have trucks. And now we're just doing jobs. I could send them out to do a job. Like, I was in Florida. I was managing in Florida. I was like, what's going on right now? And, like, I used to work a job where I made $14 an hour, and then I had a day where I made $2,000 in a day, and I'm like, what? Like, come on, I'm not made for this. I was like, now I got that fire. That will never be put out unless
Okay.
God's got other plans or I die. So it's literally, that's life or death. And some people can't handle it. Literally can't handle it, or they're too lazy or just too comfortable. And, like, when you're comfortable, that's when something's wrong. You always got to be putting yourself out there and just growing, because if you're uncomfortable, that's when you're making growth, and that's when you're making those steps you need to make to be the person you need to be.
Well, one thing that you learn early, so you said junior, that's where you had the partner, second partner, right?
Yeah, correct.
And would you ever get a partner?
It'd be hard. It depends on the person, depends on their work ethic, because, man, these guys, nothing. They couldn't compete. So if someone's not with me, they're against me, and they were against me, so I had to put them out and do it on my own. So got it done.
I hear you. I had an experience in construction business in 2012 or so, and I had a partner, and then I learned that he starts stealing from the business. Darn, like taking money, you know what I mean? And then you find out that he delivered a bunch of stuff, to his own house, blah, blah, blah. So, from that point on, I don't want to have a partners unless I have to. If I would have to get a partners today, everything would have to be spell out, you know what I mean, to the T, what everybody's duties will be, so you can focus specifically on your task.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so no more partner at least for now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you have a passive income. Do you still work, or do you just have your crew working?
It depends on the day. If they're getting backed up, I'll go in and help them out. But I do sometimes like to be there just because I do enjoy doing the work, keeps me in shape, and it's just appealing to me. So I just like to make sure everything's running well. And I know the guys too. We've grown and became closer too. That's a good thing about it. I pay them well. They're happy. I'm happy. We got a good connection. So these are guys that would actually like showing up to work.
Your age group?
Yeah. One of them's my age. Another one's a year older. And then I had a couple other guys who were 30 or 40 asking to work, but things just didn't work out. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that's awesome. So this is like a true entrepreneur, and starting early.
Yeah.
I think you will be very successful in the years to come. But okay, so. We did that, and you have also interest in trading, right?
Yes.
So tell me about, how did you come up around trading?
All right, so I was in sixth grade, and my dad introduced me to stocks because he's a financial advisor. So I kind of just grew up always hearing him talk about stocks, this. Wake up to school, he's got Fox on talking about stocks before the market opens, and I was just like intrigued by it. And I remember the first stock he introduced me to is Twitter,
Okay.
and I ended up buying it. When I bought it, it just didn't move.
Well, then you end up buying it. You have an account.
Yeah,
How long?
custodial. It was like a
Oh,
custodial
okay.
account, so it was under his name. So then, yeah, now that I turned 18, I have my own account now.
Okay.
And just, yeah, I kind of fell in love with it. And then I've been growing on it, just getting, like, trying to figure it out how to do it the way I want to do it. Because there's, like, millions of ways people trade. So everyone's got their own way of trading. Some people do, like, calls, options, just long-term, short-term, scalping, in and out, fast. But you just have to find what works for you. And I'm honestly, like, still trying to figure that out. But it's starting to come around. I mean, I've been in the markets for a good amount of time, but I still a lot more to learn, and I'm trying to be humble about it and just like I know it's not going to be easy, but if something's good, it won't come easy.
So what's your interest in the market today? What do you look for? Like is it specific stocks? Is it ETFs?
Yeah, it's definitely more specific stocks. I like to look for like I don't know, I kind of do like tech stocks because they're riskier, and I'm also like in my head I'm like I'm 18, so let's go, let's ride. So I want to
Right.
I want to find the next winner. So that's just my thing. I look for like more long term, and then I like to keep cash aside, and I'll usually like look at the top gainers of the day. So that'll be like just like the stocks that have made the biggest jumps that day, and I'll try to just look at them and wait for entries where I can go in with cash and just in and out and like try to make like 10%.
Scalp for the day.
Yeah, scalp or whatever it is, or like swing trade. Just like I love like I'm in class, like I'm still in college. Just I'm staying local though, just so I can keep running my business. Just because to make my
I admire that. I mean, there's a lot of different colleges, a lot of different parties around the country, right?
Yeah.
But staying local and focusing on what pays,
Yeah.
is great. And so stocks. So are you into Mac 7 at any of those? Do you hold them?
No, I don't think so. Not currently. I do like kind of like the smaller caps,
Okay.
stocks, and I just do my own research. And me and my dad, honestly, we'll be talking about it. It was like 1 a.m. last night, and we were just talking about stocks. I mean, like, dude, this is like not even like a hobby. This is just pure obsession, just love. It's like some people don't get it, but
Well, trading is, some people say it's casino, but trading, if one, you have to love what you do, right? You probably love, growing the account like everybody else, right? But there's also the negatives, when stocks go the other way, right?
yeah.
People are not ready and they don't hedge themselves, then they can get hurt. Well, how do you see that?
I feel like honestly, you're talking about like it's gambling. I feel like the bigger risk is honestly not investing. So because
A good answer.
the dollar goes down over time. Like look at it now, buying a house now compared to 10 years ago. If you didn't invest, you're screwed. Simple as that. And just can you restate the last part about the?
No, I was just, are you hedged some way, if the stocks go lower or, well, you said earlier, you're 18 years old, so you have nothing to lose. But
Yeah.
as long as you don't play with, the money that house gives you, you know what I mean, then
Yeah.
you probably should be okay.
Yeah. I personally do not like hedge myself at all. I guess I kind of do by just having like diversification in my portfolio. So I try to do that at all, or else I'll take profits. Like right now, the market's just been pumping, so I try to take a little bit of profits here because when trading, you kind of have to have the opposite of the psychology. Because like when everything's going up, everyone's like buy, 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 buy. But then when the market's crashing, everyone dumping, everyone's like sell, sell, sell. But then I'm like, oh, everything's on sale. Like I'm loading up. Like earlier when the market was kind of going through like a correction, I was loading up on everything. I bought Hims, I got into Elf, I got into some other pretty good ones. Like I got into SoFi and I got into Celsius and like I got into AMD. I got into AMD around $80, and then yesterday I hit 230. So I mean, like I love it. You just got to do
So
your
you hold
research.
it from 80 till 230?
Yeah, I still have it, and I'm gonna keep holding it because I think it's gonna go. And obviously, there's gonna be times where it's lower, but stocks, it's
Look at
gonna
that.
go.
Well, that's awesome. And so another topic, which is hot lately is AI. What do you think about AI?
I mean, like, it's here, and I just feel like people honestly need to accept that it's gonna keep growing. And people talk about like the AI bubble and like when it's gonna like pop and stuff, but like I don't see that happening anytime soon. Just because like
Why? Why you don't think that's possible like 2000 all over again, like .com era.
I mean, because it's like like I use it every day. People are like using it every day. People using it, like to run businesses and stuff. Like if I'm stuck on something like in a business, I'll ask it questions. People like just like it's just like what it is now. It's just how things are and it's how it's gonna be. I mean, like I go to McDonald's. When I go to McDonald's, to order my food. You know, like I don't even talk to anyone anymore. There's just like buttons I press, like the AI. I've gone through like a Taco Bell drive-through and that's not even a real person talking to me. And like,
Okay.
or if like now I've seen a lot of products where there's like AI receptionists too. So they're like it's taken over everywhere. Like I'll talk to someone and it sounds like a real person, and then I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird. And then figured out it was AI the whole time.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. And so you're 18, so you have plenty time to find out. Well, see, when I'm dealing with my world, and I'm talking to different companies in different parts of the world, nobody wants to let out their core information. Nobody wants to share it with AI because then AI knows that, right? It's stored somewhere, and somebody can start business, if you share your proprietary information.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think that AI will go far to manage other things that it's already on an open source, meaning, in a Google search, Bing and etc. I think the reality, in my opinion, is that humanoids or anything at the nature will come around, and maybe even your job might be in jeopardy, in landscaping, right? How far we are from, humanoids perfecting, your line of work. I don't know. That's, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 years.
Who
What
knows?
happens then, right?
Yeah. So yeah. Honestly, yeah. I mean, like I feel like if like you like it depends on the business, honestly. Like I feel like landscaping is kind of like a business that wouldn't really have to worry much about AI. If anything, I feel like it would help it because when it comes to, like certain jobs, there's like apps where you could take a picture and it's just like AI generates like what you could do for the house, like if you want to put certain plants or what you want to add to it. But I don't think there will really be AI robots that are just coming around. Oh, but dare I say, there are those robots that do cut lawns.
I was gonna say that. I have some
Yeah.
few friends that they have, this Husqvarna or some sort of, I don't know, 2 feet by 2 feet,
Yeah.
and then you scan it once, and they just keep cutting, and you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, but like that, I feel like that's a lot of things that like more like the higher class would own. More like, but if you're going to like just the middle class residential neighborhoods, you're not going to see that often. So I feel like that would kind of be a safe spot still.
All right. Well, time will tell. Time will tell. All right. So let's talk about a little bit the project that we talk about. I told
Okay.
you last week, to get a passport, right?
Yeah.
And you surprised me. Within an hour, you went to post office, and you text me that passport will be available within 4 to 6 weeks. So he's fast.
Should be here soon.
Right. So let the audience kind of get a sense. What we thinking about your project. We want to build a website, right? And then the website is very complex.
Yes.
It's. Do you want to say what website the big website is similar to that we were talking about? That's up to you. I mean.
I mean, I guess like to points. I mean, I think it takes like bits and pieces from other sites. So, I mean, I don't want to go too deep into it, but I feel like it kind of is similar to like LinkedIn, but even more professionally, and just kind of like cuts out like the people who aren't so serious about certain things.
Right. So LinkedIn, it's a platform that everybody's using around the world, right?
Yeah.
And so you thinking that this will have a probably bigger impact because it will talk to the people that they are in a similar position like you are, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember exactly when I thought that idea, because I was like, man, like I know I meant to run a business. I can't think of it. I can't think of it. Then I was like, all right, let me think of a problem I have. Because I know there's people out.
Hold on. Don't go. They don't want to know everything, right?
I know,
We
I
have
know.
to be careful with that.
Yeah, but like
Uh,
I'm not gonna go into it. But like I was just like, yeah, I know there's gonna be a problem that I have, and then that's when the idea sparked. And then I did some research. I was like, oh, there's something similar to this. I was like, what can I tweak? What is there missing? What's the void in the market that's not there? And I was like, boom. And then that's where I came up with the idea.
All right, very good. So one thing that we will probably go to the foreign country, to kind of build something that it's too expensive to do it in U.S. And that's the main reason why I asked Hudson, to get a passport, and we'll probably report back, on the progress when we are a little farther away and when we are ready for the prime time to raise, a couple money, a little bit of money, for the project going forward. But I really loved, the enthusiasm and the idea that, he put it behind. And in our barn, in my barn, we kind of set up, like this big office where we try to mock up, the process of, the website, right? So I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember you told me you're like you got to get whiteboards. I'm like on it that day. Went spent like I don't even know. I was probably $1,000 just for all those whiteboards.
Well, hold on. You brought one, and then
Yeah.
I told you, okay, you gotta get more, and you just brought like another 25 with all the
Yeah.
papers, right?
Yeah. So on the whiteboards, what I was doing is I was like, designing the website, the headings, subheadings, like all the other stuff. And I brought like 4 of them. And I don't know what I was thinking, but then I was like, all right, I need more. And then he went on a trip and he came back, and I'm pretty sure there's either 32 or 42 stands that are still in the barn right now, just sitting there, just because I don't really use them as much anymore because everything's kind of like written down more and just like notes and like I
Oh
kind
yeah,
of have it.
I remember. I was still overseas, right? And we
Yeah.
got on a WhatsApp, right? And he's showing me, all the stuff it's doing. So that's pretty cool. And so this is exactly the enthusiasm into diving into business and doing stuff with simple tools, but hopefully effective. And we'll know, in time will tell. All right, so we covered that. And so what's next? What's your degree? Right now, what are you going to school for?
Yeah, so right now I'm going to community college just so I could save money because that's just the smartest thing to do, especially when I'm focusing on a business. I'm not trying to put all my profits into school, and I could just reinvest it back in the business and in myself because I feel like that's just like this is what I want to do with that. And like with school, getting back to school, I'm doing business right now, but I will be majoring in finance. So kind of like what I'm looking like for the next 4 years is like with my like goals. But like it sounds crazy to everyone else, but I'm trying to have 1 million before I'm like 22, 23. Because with the rate that I'm growing, like people are like,
Perfect.
oh my gosh, you're 18, you have a goal. I'm like, all right, doubt me. I dare you to doubt me. Like look what I've done already. Like like it's
How
hard
many
to.
customers do you have for landscaping business? Give or take.
I just do more of like the higher ticket. I don't do lawns because I figure out the profit margins are higher for that. So like doing a lawn, it would take like let's say it takes an hour to do. I'll make $40. Doing the high ticket, it's like 5x that. So I'll be making like prime time. I'll make like 150, 200 hour depending if I'm on the job, and then it depends on the job, but I figured out that there's always there's always needs that need to be filled and wants that need to be filled, and like with like I do like mulching and stuff, people get that done like every other year, so there's always business,
Repetitious.
and my name's starting to get out there more, and like I have a Facebook page, and I have like reviews on there now too, so and I know how to do marketing because I've like this is not my first business, this is probably like my first business that had the next leg up, the first big move.
Well, by the way, you gotta give me your Facebook page, so at the end of the video,
Yeah.
people know how to reach you.
Okay, cool, for sure. Yeah, thank you. And then, so going way back, it was my freshman year of high school. I had a clothing brand. It was called Gains of Glory at the time, and
Repeat it again slowly.
it was called Gains of Glory.
Again, so-
It was a Christian clothing brand. The logo was sick. I mean, like, if I had funding for it, this thing would have, like, I was getting sales. Like, I was 14 years, I didn't even have a permit yet. And I was figuring out how to market. I had an Instagram, I had a TikTok, I was posting on that. People would comment, interact with my videos. And then one thing I learned is that I would contact influencers and be like, yo, like, check this out. Like, it was because it was a Christian brand. So I was, like, reaching out to the Christian, like, weightlifters and like athletes and even rappers. I was like Christian rappers. I was sending out my product to them. I was like, I'll send you out my product for free. And they're like, yeah, dude, I love your product. And I was like, all right, can you like wear it in a video or something? So they'll make the videos and they're wearing my brand, and I'm going through the comments and people are like, yo, where'd you get that hoodie from? And they'll like just, I'm like,
Sweet.
yeah. So yeah, I remember I was getting sales from like Florida, California. So I was getting sales. It's just my profit margins were too slim at the time because I couldn't find the correct supplier.
Did you manufacture it in US or did you get it from overseas?
It was definitely in the U.S. So it's probably
Ouch.
yeah. So the site was called Printful, where I got it from. So like, man, I was selling hoodies for $50, but it cost me $30 to make, and I'm like, I need to get these hoodies.
You should have met me,
Yeah.
whatever at that time.
And I was thinking about because my senior in high school, before my landscaping business was like taking off, I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this again. So I literally like I was had everything in the cart to buy a printing press and like the sewing machine and stuff, so I could do it all myself. But I was like man, like I don't know, like because now that there was another company that came out and it looked pretty similar to it. So and they had a whole bunch of sales. So I was like, man, is it even worth it? Like clothing brand, like is this really what I love? And then I was just like, no, there'll be something else. Something will come around. But like I didn't fail because I learned something from it. But I guess that business like technically did fail. But I learned a lot from it. I learned how to like market. I learned how to create a website on Shopify. I created a whole entire website by myself. I'm pretty sure I got an LLC for it too. So I think the business that me and you like have been talking about recently in the barn. Pretty sure that was like the third LLC I formed. Because the first LLC is actually when I was going to do a vending machine business as well. So I'm telling you, man, I've always been like doing business and I always loved it. And Worts Vending was the name. And I got, to this day, I have one gumball machine, but I don't even take care of it anymore. It's just like, it's just sitting there. So,
Well, that's pretty cool. So let's talk about money. What money means to you?
I mean, I would say when I was younger, I mean, my brain's still developing. So don't get me wrong. But when I was younger, it was definitely in a place, it was higher than it should have been. I mean, money, like, obviously, is like, it can be a great thing, but it can also be an evil thing. It depends who's got it, because money's got no value until it's in someone's hand. So, like, to me, personally, like, I used to be like, I would be honest, I used to be like filled with greed and stuff. And I feel like that as I got closer to God, I realized, like, you can have all the money in the world, but if you die tomorrow, like,
Poof.
like it's just all right, like you're done. Your money like don't matter. So that's when like I figured out that like money, you can have a lot of money and it could still not be it could still be like it could still be a good thing. Because for me, like what I want to do is I want to give back. Because I've learned a lot of my stuff, like a lot of stuff on my own, and that's why I'm glad I met you. Because you've definitely helped me like learn and just grow as a person. So like what I really want to do is give back once I make it. And because I just want to be that kid, like I just want to be able to help that kid, that like the younger version of me. Like I just want to be able to help those guys out. Because like I have started posting on TikTok. It's called Hudson Hustles, and it's kind of small. It's got like 350 followers or whatever. But I post every day, multiple times a day, and like it doesn't get that many views. Sometimes I'll get like a decent amount of likes or like a big amount of views. But like to me, it's bigger than that. Because like people see that stuff and they're like, oh, this kid's getting no likes. But like man, there's been people that reached out to me like, dude, how'd you grow a landscaping business? How'd you do do this? How'd you market this? How'd you grow your business? How'd you find about the stock? How'd you hear about the stock? What got you into this? And I'm like, dude, this is what fuels me. Me being able to help others.
Oh,
Like I
for sure.
love that. I just love being able to help other people too.
Well,
So
you know, the coolest thing about giving back is when you know when you give something and you don't want anything back for it. That's the best freaking feeling, you know
yeah,
what I mean, on the planet. You
yeah,
know,
I
that
love it.
usually comes when you work hard, you earn, and then you are in charge of your money, and you can say, you
Yeah,
know what, any money,
yeah.
any amount is whatever.
Yeah, like for example, like one thing that I like try to do, like if I'm down on myself, like having a bad day, I usually try and do like something. I try to do something good for somebody else because like man, I'm being negative. I'm having a negative day. I'm gonna go out and do something positive. Like I'll just like
So
go.
how often that happens in a month?
I mean, I try to be positive as possible. Like I think it probably happens like once or twice a month, or like every day. Like I try to like be better for my mom, or like I'll just go out and buy them food. Like I'll pay for my family's dinner or something. Like I don't know, we'll go to McDonald's and I'll just be like, all right, I got it. Or like even though it's just McDonald's, but like I don't know, it's to me, it's just like all right, I like being able to like care for my family, and that's how I want to be when I'm like more of a man, and like I'm trying to become the best man I can every
So
day. So
do your parents drive you crazy? Are you 18? You know, I mean,
yeah,
everybody get that,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I feel like at the end of the day, yeah, if they drive you crazy, it's your own blood. So, I mean, so
I hear you. What about, do you have a girlfriend?
no,
No?
no, I don't.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, all the free ladies out there, you know, he's single and you will get all the context, you know, what I mean, at the end of the show. But the purpose for this show is not to get girlfriends, but you know, it's to kind of help him to spring, you know, what I mean, and his word, you know, what I mean, everything that he's doing. Okay, that's cool. So when you have when you have a bad day, you solve it of giving, or you know.
like I don't know, like I don't know, like or like if someone else is having a bad day, going through struggles, because like one of my like I don't even like calling my employees. I literally just I call them like family because like I want them to feel like they're cared for because like some of their at home lives they have like struggles and they'll like tell me about it. So I'm like for example, this guy like he's like working to pay bills and he's like my age. I'm like, dude, like I gotta like help him out somehow. So like he's like I was like, yo, I need you and you for the job, and I was like, you don't need to work. You're good. Just take the day off. And then he's like, dude, I need to work. I need the hours. I was like, what do you need it for? He's like, dude, I gotta help pay bills. And I was like, then I just gave him money. I just gave him like paid like we don't do paid time off or whatever. But I was just like, dude, I was like, you've been working good. You work good for me. I care about you. Like here's money. Here's money for like the day. If you work the day, just take the day off. Go spend time with your family. Like it's just like small things like that. And like me running my own business, that gives me the power and do that. And like me running my own business, it gives these guys jobs. Like it's like some days I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's 5 a.m., 4:30 a.m. I'm not trying to get up and do this. Then I'm like, all right, well I got to get up so these guys can pay their bills. I got to get up so these
So
guys.
you have a responsibility that
Yeah.
you know people looking forward to
Yeah.
to that you got them in. There's only one thing in the world, one profession in the world that you can do it, and that's being entrepreneur,
Exactly.
working for yourself. That you can do anything really.
Mm.
Passive income, and when I do business in Asia, and I can sit here and I go to Czech, I can be there for 3, 4, 5 weeks, right, and everything is running, well, as long as you have the system going, right.
Yeah.
And so I think you're on the right trajectory, so that is pretty cool. What's your biggest fear? Silence.
That's deep. You can go deep with that one. Um, well, I fear God, but besides that, probably not becoming the man I know I'm meant to be. Like trying to be where I'm trying to be at 18 and with all the things surrounding you and that you're influenced by, like it's tough to have balance. It's really tough because like I'll really like I try to like I do have like a decent balance. I'd say like I'm definitely more workloaded and just like thinking about it in my future. But it's just tough, man, because like there's been times where I've had to like cut like people off or just stop hanging out with people just because I know it's like it's not what's best for me. So like
How do you define that? Because friendships are important,
yeah,
but friendships can be toxic and they can take you down.
yeah.
How do you differentiate between, good influence versus the bad influence?
I guess like like if like you tell them what their goals, like one thing I've noticed is like if people that ask me like like how much money I made or like how'd you do your business and stuff or like I've noticed actually that like once you start doing good in life, you could see who's true or not because you could see those people who are like backing up, watching from a distance and envying you, and then you see the people who are sticking with me because I got one friend that like I know he'll be my boy for life, and I know I'll make sure I take care of him when I make it. And I tell him he'll probably see this part, and he'll be like, "No, he knows," because I'm telling you, like I'll be with my friends, and I'll just start like spilling out like this stuff, like I'll take care of y'all, like you just need to just don't doubt me, just don't doubt me. That's like one thing I ask, like because like I obviously be more doubted than you're gonna be doubted more than people are gonna believe in you at the end of the day, and it can be the closest people to you as well. So and that's just like at the end of the day, you just got to do what's best for you, and you just got to like grow up, and like it's definitely hard at just like 18, like because I haven't met I just haven't met a single person that works like me, my age or maybe a little older, maybe some adults, maybe just like it's like either you got it or you don't.
You got it. You're absolutely right. I think you have to be born with that,
Yeah.
and then your circumstances in the life need to lead you to it. You know what I mean? And it's like, like me and my wife, most of our friends are older than we are. You are probably the first, your age, other than my daughters, that actually want something from life. By the way, I remember I don't know if you know them, but there were 3 black kids, playing soccer. They've been in a party coming too. I
Yeah.
forgot. They had some drive. They were asking me. It's like, hey, Mr. Kutek, what do you do for a living? And I said, I kill people for a living. I was like, really, really?
I remember hearing about that.
And so, but we hang out a couple of times, and then they went to Auburn, right? I think in the school, somewhere south, playing football. And so, I love people that they are, if you don't ask, if you don't go towards your goal, and I always say, you need to respect people, you need to love people, and then you need to have a common sense. And so, most of the time you get it back if as long as you show a little bit of that, right?
Yeah. One thing is I got to say is that I kind of like I knew this was gonna happen. Me and you connecting at a point. I remember like showing up.
Hold on. How did you know that?
'Cause I knew.
You knew?
I knew. Like just how I know I'm gonna make it. Just some things in life you know. So I remember like driving up and like I was asking questions like, oh, what does he do for a living? Oh, he runs his own business. I was like, all right, I need to talk. I was like, when everyone was here, I'm like, I need to meet this guy. Like, because I have this drive and I need somebody who can actually think like me because I'm losing my mind here. Because like no one else is like this. So I got to find somebody I can connect to and like, here we are. So and then I talked to Cade, and then he was like, showing me like, oh yeah, Mrs. Kutek loves the stocks, and then like you have your own business and you want to talk to us. So then I remember it was us three talking, but then I remember like me and you kind of got me, like you knew I was serious about this stuff and I had the numbers to back it up. Like I'm ready to like get this shit going. So like
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. Sometimes it's hard to open up because people might take you for fool. When I start, I had a construction business for 25 years, 22, 23 years. And then in between, I started my, import-export from Asia. So I've been in Mongolia, China, and all that since 2010. And there were people, even some family, it's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, all these people will crush you. Why are you going? Why are you going, right? It took years. But, when I got my first deal, like, I sit in my car, and I was like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. It's like, oh, the drive, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you cry, you happy, everything in between. And it's like, all right, so what's next, right? And then, when people start respecting you and, ask you, because you're good what you do, and then you sort of become an expert in your field, you earn respect. And it's priceless. As you're going to climb a ladder of like making this much, and more and more and more, you find out that money are not as important, as the success, the feeling what's behind.
Yeah.
I think that's really why people do that.
yeah.
How
Like
do you
I remember you telling me that story and like I almost got emotional myself because I was like I just get it like to a point. Like I remember when you told me the story I had chills. I was like, oh my gosh, like this dude gets it. And then I remember like one time like I was just in my car, I was just driving and I was like thinking everything I was grateful for. It was like the best month I've ever had in my business and I was just like crying honestly. Like I was just getting emotional. Like I was just so grateful for where I've been because I prayed for time. Like I prayed for this, and like I worked so hard for it, and it's finally starting to pay off. And like people are like, oh, you're crazy and stuff. And people like I remember, like I was out to eat with my buddies, and they're like, oh, how'd you do this month? Because like if you're like close to me, I'll tell you like how much I make. I don't really care, because I like to help people. So like maybe they'll ask me questions about the business or something, and I can help them some way. And I told them like, no, you didn't, and like they just don't believe me. And then they'll like start. Then I don't know what it is. Like I don't know how. Like they'll just be like, no, you didn't. They'll start like laughing like I'm joking, but then I'll just be like, what's funny?
Yeah. Well, they will get the reality checks. When the future comes and you sitting, in a different place, you still will be humble. I can tell that you are very humble. You have a humility, and you are a person in the right means. And I hope that everything goes well in your life. And so I'm here to help you, and there will be a lot. You will probably meet a ton of different people, throughout your career and building different businesses. Because I think you will have more than one, and more than one will be successful. I think Elon Musk 2.0, sitting next to me, I think his drive definitely kind of it comes from you. You know what I mean? And so I
Not
know
Elon Musk 2.0. It's Hudson Words 1.0.
Oh, okay. See, I love the enthusiasm. See, confidence, right? Confidence.
Yeah.
So I've been in, several, more than several of different events, throughout the country and outside. And, people don't talk with enthusiasm anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, As soon as you see 3, 4, 5 people looking at the phones, they are there because they have to be there, because
Yeah.
they're getting paid to be there, but they don't give a damn about, what's going on. And so I think in getting engaged with the people, what they really feel, how they react to different things, those are the real talking points. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Some garbage or gibberish, whatever the business is, means nothing.
Yeah.
You have to put your heart into that. In my
Yeah,
opinion.
you basically you just have to like you have to be that person that you would like to talk to yourself. Like when you're going out and like if you're trying to like network or connect with people, you got to be that person that you'd like to come up to you almost, and like you just got to be that person that lights up the room, brings the energy, gets people going. Like I remember you told me that story. You're at this like one event, you had everybody up and dancing. Like come on now.
Well, yeah, I'm a little bit of dancer. Yeah, we were in a event with some Chinese company, right?
Yeah.
And they are a little bit uptight, and they don't drink either, right? And so we were, I think it was in Miami, and I, yeah, had a drink or two, and then next to me people were saying, well, we should be dancing. Like, okay, well, you want to go dance? Let's go. And then I grabbed a microphone and I just brought people into the room, and now within 5-10 minutes, I don't know, 400 people were dancing or so.
I love
you know
it.
what I mean? So
Love
that
it.
was fun. But if you don't do things with your heart, people can see through it, right?
Exactly.
And so, I wish that that you continue doing all that. All right, what we haven't covered yet?
Um, one thing I'd like to say is that one thing I've started to learn myself is that no matter what you do, like your whole life, someone will judge you. So you might as well do what you love and get judged for doing the thing you love. So, I mean, no point of just not being yourself and just doing things you don't care about just because you're like feared someone's going to think this way, think that way. But like, even if you're doing the thing you love or doing something you don't care about, you'll get judged either way. So just do what you love and do what you care about.
Oh, for sure. Like I believe, I'm not sure. I think I got it from Winston Churchill. I think he said at one point, when and I'm not going to say it word to word, but the meaning was, you go and get stuff done and never turn back on every dog that's barking at you, because you will be always turning back and stopping
Yeah.
and stopping. So, like when you talk about earlier about 4:30, 5 o'clock getting up and, getting stuff done, like between 2010, or 8 till about 17 or so, I was doing construction in the city. And, in Chicago, you got to get up early, beat the traffic, right? So every morning I sit on the bed and I said, fuck, I hope this will end one day, but I got to go. It's like you need to have a tunnel vision that you only see things in the front, and there is a light, and then you believe the light, and you just go get it.
Yeah.
But the thing in reality is, it doesn't take an hour, it doesn't take a day, it doesn't take a year. I mean, it's a sacrifice that is there and there. And I told my daughters, consistency, discipline, and persistence, always.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, what do you think? Do you think that these things are legit, or would you add something
100%,
else?
without a doubt in my mind. Like you won't grow if you don't have those. Like you, brick by brick each day. Like if you start something, and you do it every single day, day by day, in and out, you build up a wall. You keep building up that wall. Eventually, you'll look down and be like, "Yo, look how far I came." Imagine if I didn't start, you'll still be there. So you might as well start now.
Oh, for sure.
So that's why, every day I really try to push myself. Like I try to get 3 wins every day. I try to get like a physical win, and like a mental, and then a spiritual win. So, physically, I like to go to the gym. Just get my good workout, and then mentally, I'll just I try to learn something more that will benefit me. Like I'll just research stocks, or one thing that I've done, I've started probably within the last month, is I would start going on runs, and it's the most humbling thing. And I've gotten to points where this I was gonna run 3 miles, and I don't run at all, and then I ended up I had that tunnel vision, and I was all right, I guess then I did 6, but when I'm telling you, I feel like I was dying, I couldn't breathe, my lips were skin was falling off me, I don't know, I couldn't move my legs, that right there in my that builds discipline, just up in here. So that's just how I like to grow myself too, is just going on long runs and pushing my body past my limits. There's times where I just wanted to quit. I wanted to quit and stop, but you just got to keep going and pushing through, because then you'll grow. and growing consistently, then you'll become the person you want to be.
Oh, for sure. Well, let me pivot to something, pivot a little bit. We live in a crazy world right now, right? You know, like what's happening with previous administration and today administration. What's your opinion on and today environment, you know, what I mean, that we all live in?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. My mom says like it's a lot crazier now than when she was a kid. Because when she was growing up, she would tell me that she would go out and do all these other things. Like it didn't matter what she did. Like it was just like a safer place, I guess. But now it just seems like you're seeing things that you shouldn't be seeing. Like people are getting killed that shouldn't be getting killed just because they're like beliefs and stuff. And at the end of the day, that's just straight petty. And like that's just I don't even know what the word is for that. I can't even think of the word. Just like you have no like respect or just like it's just like the person you are is just like that's just terrible. Like for people to just kill people just because their beliefs or like start going off on somebody and somebody. But like one thing I've learned is somebody having different beliefs than you or like thinks different way for you is beneficial because that's how you grow and learn and look at things just from the other side. You know. Because you can look at it from this way, somebody else is looking from this way. So now you're seeing it from two different perspectives. So now you can actually learn something. But like, yeah, just crazy world.
But see, you are the next generation. You know, your kind, meaning kind, your age group,
Yeah.
will be making decisions. You know, and I think some political parties are already targeting your group, age group, for voting different directions. Now, how do you see the landscape today, Democrats versus Republicans? How do you affiliate yourself with the either or beliefs?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm a Republican for sure, and I'll stand on that till die. Um, like I don't know, I'm not crazy about it. I don't know too much about it because I'm so focused on business and just like my personal stuff and growing. And I mean, there's things I definitely like hear or just see about that I just like are not right or just I'm so open about any of this stuff and I don't care what anybody thinks. So that's one thing about me. I just don't care. Like people
Good.
being like, oh, there's more than one gender. No, there's not. There's two, and there's two. I don't care what you say. Like
End of
you got
story.
something wrong with you. Um,
Oh no, no, I hear you. But see, what I'm learning, and I'm trying to be careful, but I'm talking to a lot of different people, usually older and business people, and then people that are much smarter or more wealthier than I am, and it's like, I've been in this country since 1997, and probably I started paying attention to politics about maybe 3, 4 years ago. What's going on, right? And you looking and talking to different people. But now, I feel that as an entrepreneur, after I made my first million, I started having my own opinion.
Love that.
Before, I was more like a goat. You just follow, and you didn't really care because you didn't have your own freedom. And so when I asked you earlier what money means, money means to me is you buying a freedom, you buying your opinion, what I mean?
100%.
And the more I travel around the world, I have an opinion based on experience, talking to different people, seeing different people. But there's a lot of kids and adults and older people that they have someone else's opinion in their mind and they cannot think for themselves. Well, my mother, she lives in Czech Republic and whatever is on TV, well, they said it on TV, that must be true. And so what I would only advise your generation is that you certainly have to focus on your goals, but you need to have your one eye, into these, it's like when you go in a train in a tunnel, right? Or somewhere where it's a light and dark, light and dark. You need to pay attention. Your generation needs to pay attention because when it comes down to voting and you don't vote, and it's like, yeah, I'm one person, I don't give a damn. You will be regretting 20 years later that you didn't stand up to something because, like you said, you're Republican and that you will die by Republican, at least by the beliefs that are there today, right?
Yeah.
Because things change. I just think that you guys have to be the next, the leaders, in that.
Yeah, I agree, but honestly, like with my generation, it's a very I would say like lazy with like we have social media, so it's kind of different compared to other generations. But like it's lazy. I honestly think it's lazy. I mean, like I look around and I'm like, dude, like you get off your butt, go do something. Like you gotta go. Like you like, and they're just so influenced. They hear everything, like, because on social media you hear everything, 100 different opinions. Like it's like honestly hard to like state your own honestly. And I feel like the way you grow up is kind of states the way your kind of like beliefs are almost. But to me, like even if I like, because grew up in like a red household, but even if it wasn't, if it was pure blue, I truly believe I would still be pure red just because the way God made me and like the way I have the beliefs I have. Like I don't know, I just feel like people are soft nowadays. They're just really soft and they're sensitive. They get hurt by like stuff and they don't have thick skin and like that's just like you got to find
Oh,
that.
for sure. I think maybe 2 years ago or so, I'm not sure, but I think Ken Griffith says today, or Bill Ackman, not sure, one of these two, said today's generation is a snowflake. You melt under pressure instantly. Well, one thing what you will learn over time once you start making more money is that you're going to be punished for being successful. This is a society, that we live in. When I came here in '97, I was a janitor. I was, cleaning at theaters, washing toilets and all that. Didn't speak much English, and then my next job was a busboy janitor again, and working on a construction and all that. But the point I'm trying to make is that once you start your own business, and you have to start paying taxes for everything, and suddenly you see certain groups out there, they just having a handouts after
Yeah.
handouts. This is a part that I'm saying you have to keep looking right as you're growing and deal with that, because one day somebody will come to us like, hey, Mr. Hudson, you just made $1 billion in profit. We're gonna take 75% from you because that's too much for you.
Yeah.
But nobody give a damn that you took the risk, right? You took the loans. You work with different people, and then suddenly somebody comes to you, is like,
Yeah.
you need to give it all up.
Yeah, people only see you when you're shining. They don't see the part when like it's dark and you're going through those tough times and like what it took to actually get to where you are. I mean, I know we're probably on way different wavelengths, but I guess for my age demographic, it works out. So, so like, I mean, yeah, like, and I kind of like I can see what you're saying. Like, just because like there's people that are doing like the bare minimum just to like collect money and just like staying low almost just to keep getting those benefits
And
almost.
they complain all the time.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, enough of politics. Well, we're running close to the hour now, and not only I'm happy that you're here. Give me something like what do you do when you have a free time, and how do you relax?
No such thing. I keep going. I guess for me, this is relaxing. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy grateful to be here and just very appreciative about it. But I guess my relaxing, honestly, would just be like doing what I love. Like that's my feel. So like I honestly I don't. Maybe when I lay in bed.
Yeah.
Before bed, but I try to relax before bed. But last night I'm up for an hour just thinking about what the hell I got to do to where I need to be, get like where I need, like it's just no such thing as a break once you're an entrepreneur. No such thing. But I guess I try to relax. I guess just spending time with family. But if I'll try to relax, I'm like, oh gosh, let me check see if the stock's doing. What's going on with this. Like, how can I improve my business here? How like what can I do for the upcoming season? What do I need to do? How can I grow spiritually to become the man of God I'm trying to be?
All right. All
So
right.
like just things like what are the standards I need to set for myself so when I have a household, like how will things will be? So
All right. So imagine for a moment that you have 2 weeks off. Where would you go around the world?
like just one spot to go for vacation?
Tell me. 14 spots. If one day you will spend in each, different country.
Oh man, I
Pick,
don't even
pick.
know countries like that. I barely know states. I barely leave anywhere. It's inside this United States, but I don't want to go to Hawaii. I love the beach. I love
Okay.
just love the beach and love being on the water or like Costa Rica or just, like anywhere. Like honestly, like Dubai too, because I keep seeing like there seems like there's big people in Dubai, make connections there. So I'm always thinking about everywhere I go, like where can I make this next connection. So I mean, yeah, Hawaii though, Hawaii,
Hawaii for the 2 weeks.
yeah.
Okay. All right. And so you said something, you want to make a connections, big people there and there. Well, there are big people everywhere, but it's your energy that attracts other things,
Yeah.
and creating the right events to be Back in the day, I was always afraid to talk to people. Then I got in the business of selling, my products, right? And I was always, when I went to different trade shows, I'm thinking, holy moly, there are people coming to trade shows because they want to do business with somebody else, right? And so then I start forcing myself to talk to people.
Yeah.
And I just show up, if I see 2 people or 3 people at the table with the same badge, you go talk to them because they're just talking among
Yeah.
themselves, right?
I'm just like, I'm blessed to just have, I guess, like, it's not even like an ego thing. It's just like the confidence I have to go up and talk to people. Cause like I was at this like gathering and there's like 4 guys who are running businesses, and I'm talking to them and they're like, I'm asking like, whoa, what do you do? Oh, I forget what he said. It was like I don't know what he had, but he ran his own business. There's multiple of these business guys, and I'm just like talking it up with them, even if they're adults. Like for me, like age doesn't matter when you're talking about business. Business is strictly business. It's simple as that. But like if I saw somebody, like just by looking at somebody like how they are. So I wouldn't be afraid to just start a conversation with somebody and trying to figure out what they do for work and if they're a way we can benefit from each other as well. And so yeah.
All right,
Like,
very good. Well, listen, it was great talking to you. I think we covered most of the stuff, and I'm sure in the near future we'll see Hudson here again. And in the meantime, we'll probably be traveling in different places. And so Hudson, thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you for dressing up.
Appreciate it.
You did great. Never be afraid of anything because you're young, and you has door open everywhere. So thank you.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for having me.
All right, that's it. That's a wrap.
That was good. I enjoyed that. That was good. That was good. You like that too?
Oh, for sure, for sure. And you did so well.